Book and Casino.
Happy Monday, boys. Hope you guys had a great dry weekend. We got a hurricane here right now, boys, blowing outside like 95. Show goes on, man. Show goes on. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of High Top Sports. Happy Monday to all of you. I'm excited for today because we're bringing back the one and only Champ's Corner with, of course, Champ Stephen Harris. Talk about some recruiting things. Russ Callaway and Ron Roberts had their things to say. We got their interviews, some clips. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Fantastic stuff. There's a little bit of a hiccup with our Beat Miami shirts. I addressed everyone that had a hiccup. There is an alternate Beat Miami shirt on the site now. We'll talk about it at the end of the show. So if you order one or are thinking about ordering one, we'll talk all about it. And lastly, before I dive into the show, I know Stephen Harris is chomping at the bits. Wanted to shout. People always want to ask where I get my hat. I'm not telling you, first of all. Second of all, peep the shirt, okay? Probably asking me where I got the shirt. I'll tell you where I got my shirt. My grandpa just passed this weekend, and this was his shirt. Absolute classic. Man had a ton of swagger, rocking his cup as well. And also, he was a fanatic with his beer lights. So I was able to add that to that. So Pops was one of the great Gator fans that I know. I always call him after the game. And like most of you, was never pleased how things went. So you guys think that I can't handle your flack. I call my Gramps. How'd that look? He goes, we suck. Like, okay, you're right. That's my bad. I should have known better. So shout out to Gramps. We missed you and love you. But let's dive into Champ's Corner, boys and girls, and get on here with Stephen Harris. Feels good. Yeah. Feels good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. I love it. I love the song, man, you playing in the beginning, be having me fired up.
It's a good little tune, bro. I heard On 3 they used it for their show the other day. I was like, man, they must have really good taste. And I don't know what's going on, but they're good for them. You know, great song there. Wonder where they got it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, great minds think alike.
I see that,
Great
man. Well,
minds
look,
definitely think alike. And my condolences to your grandfather too.
thanks, man. I appreciate you. I do notice that you got a nice shirt on too. I don't think you got yours from your grandpa, but it's a banger. It's a banger.
No. It's the original. It's the original, baby.
It's the original. Look, now I don't know because there's a new alternative. Those things are one of a kind. We got flag for the Miami logo, which we'll talk about at the end of the show. But those we got like 25 of them out before we got hit. So you guys you're a rare breed. You got one of the throwbacks 20 years from now. You got an exclusive for sure. So good stuff there. But man, let's talk about it. We've been yelling at each other in college football, the video game. We've been yelling at each other through Twitter with just the clips flying around. I've been lying my ass off. You couldn't tell me that we're losing a game this year, I got to tell you. But look, what we do here on Champ's Corner, for those of you guys that are new, once the season starts, we'll be breaking down film from the game come Monday. He'll show me some clips, things that he likes, things that he doesn't like, things he want to work on, what he hopes to see. And typically the team watches and they make adjustments. That's how we've learned how that goes. But we watch the spring practice a little bit. It's cool to get insight from somebody who's lived it, done there, been that, and to see like, hey, what's different from last year? What are some things that you're noticing? We got clips from early, obviously, in the middle of that springtime, what Gerald Chapman was bringing. You've had a chance to meet the team. We've seen the transformation on the field. Now we've got more clips after being away for the summer. Let's talk about what you're feeling, what you're seeing, what you're liking.
I'm just loving everything I'm seeing. Like you said, Gerald Chapman, hearing his voice down in that corner. I don't care what clip you're watching. You like, where's the D line? They're somewhere on the field because you can hear them. You can just hear him across the field. But just seeing their energy. Seeing how they're playing, these guys are getting after it early. You wouldn't know that it was the first couple of days of practice of camp, the way they're playing. And then just hearing Coach Napier's in one video saying that these guys are out there being violent. That's one thing we talked to the D-line about. We wanted those guys to go out there and compete and play hard, and make your old offensive lineman work, because if you're not going hard, they're not getting better. So we want those guys to go out there and make it game day every day you step on the field. And that's something we talk to them about. And it's showing, it's evident. The boys out there balling. I love it.
Absolutely. Now, look, I saw a few clips of them pushing the sled. Again, these are things that we kind of watched last year and we saw the transformation in the spring practice, just the effort, the energy, right? The workouts where they're holding their legs. And we talked about that. What does that do? How does that translate onto the football field?
Yeah.
There's the clip where they're pushing the sled and they're slinging it. And it really feels like, again, things that I wouldn't have noticed because it's practice last year, but you definitely notice the emphasis that each rep has a purpose, and there's emphasis behind that rep more so than last year. And again, the talk is that they're constantly being reamed and there's a ton of energy, which is, it's crazy to hear all these things now, because something that you beat the drum on last year was that there was no energy when you went to the games, especially on the D line, who carries that. And now you got somebody like Joey Slackman, who we're hearing a ton of hype from, in the sense that he's a football guy, smelling salts guy, doing cannonballs into the ice bath kind of guy. We know what Cam already was. You got Tyreek Sapp with teardrops coming out of his eye because he's so much passion. And now Chapman carries and embodies that same energy. It's a recipe for some sexiness, Mr. Stephen Harris. You're flicking in and out of me. I don't know what's going on over there. You sure you're not getting hit by the hurricane?
Yeah, I know I couldn't. Yeah, it could be the wind. I don't know, but I couldn't hear you at the end. I know you was talking about Tyreek Sapp.
Yeah, so look, and then obviously
Can you
Chapman,
hear me?
he embodies
I'm
that
not
same
sure what's
energy.
going on here. Jesus Christ, we're having technical difficulties, Shelton.
Can you not hear me?
No, I cannot.
Hop out, hop
What
back
about
in.
now? I don't know what's going on here.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I will.
All right. Let's get Stephen Harris back in here, boys and girls, just a moment. But good to see all of you here. Smash the like button and subscribe. Waiting for Mr. Stephen Harris to hop back in, and we'll get right back into it. And there he is for Champs Corner here. And hopefully we can get back into business. We are having a hurricane here in Florida right now. That could be this reason for a little bit of technical difficulties. Nothing serious. It's passing us. I know some people got it much worse than we did. Thankfully, we didn't have it that poorly, but it's been rainy and windy all day. We've gone for our walks, played around in the rain a little bit. Nothing scary. Just a little bit of a couple of gusts of winds here and there. But it could be. I hear howling out there right now, so it could be playing a factor in our connectability at the moment. So we'll give him a few more minutes here. Almost 200 strong here on this beautiful Monday. How you doing? Sean McCook says, Shelton, do you know the YouTuber TY2K, the Miami guy? I do. I'm aware of him. I don't know him, but I'm aware of him. Says Miami Hurricanes fan thinks just because Montreal J might not play, he thinks they are certain to win. I gotta be honest, boys. I don't know why you give that guy time. Look, I don't like to kind of throw down against people. He has his niche that he enjoys doing. I support whatever he wants to do. But if we're gonna sit there and have a legitimate conversation, the guy is just farming to get the clicks and to get engagement, and knows how to do it. So y'all keep feeding him. He's gonna keep saying nonsense. I'm just letting you know right now. The more nonsense that he spews, the more Gator fans react. Why wouldn't you? So I don't even take the bait anymore. I gotta keep my head tucked away and down low. So it's mayhem. Brian says, how much rain y'all get in Jax? I'm a little bit south of Jax. Jax definitely got it worse, and it's only crazy. I'm only like 30 minutes away from there, but they got a ton from what I could tell from the radar. We kind of just got a couple bands here and there, nothing too crazy. Just like kind of like a little bit of a sprinkle of a rainstorm throughout the day. So I don't know where Steven is. Hopefully he's able to make it back in. So you would be doing a quick little reset on the internet. While we're here, though, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors today. Our show is brought to you by BetUS. Boy, is. Show is brought to you by BetUS. Link is in the description if you guys want to sign up today to get your first 3 deposits. You get up to 125% when you sign up. So it is absolutely fantastic. We're pumped to be partners with these guys and to be able to work with them throughout the entire year. So look, 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. So First three, you're getting extra little cheddar to play around with and have some fun with. And again, we talked about the line last show or a couple shows ago. 4.5 on BetUS. Over 4.5 for Florida is an absolute smash in my opinion. Also, too, I don't know if you guys saw, but they dropped coaches poll today, and we are, as of now, scheduled to play 8 ranked opponents. That's Georgia, Texas, LSU, A&M, Miami, Florida State, Ole Miss, and I'm missing one, Tennessee. 8 of our 12 games right now are currently sitting in the top 25. Kentucky could possibly be up there, but as of now, there are 8 teams in the top 25. So that makes you feel good or worse about how to take that bet. That's on you guys. But Mr. Stephen Harris is back in here, boys. So let's get into. There we go. Look a little bit better. How we doing, Mr. Harris? Can you hear me? First order of business.
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe it's the storm. I don't know. It won't be a hurricane.
Tropical
Florida,
depression.
we got tropical depression. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, man. So
no
what I was
real
asking
hurricanes
before
touch
was
us.
that it just seems like that Chapman embodies the energy that you said was lacking last year. And I feel like the heart of that defensive line and Cam Jackson and Joey Slackman, Tyreek Sapp, those other guys, I mean, I'm not saying they don't embody energy. I feel like they've been more quiet, right? We don't know much about Kelby Collins. We don't know if LJ McCray. We don't know their personalities just yet. But those 3 guys, we know they carry the punch me in the mouth mentality. And it seems like Chapman is infusing that into the rest of the line as well.
Oh yeah, he's getting all the work out of these guys. So right now you won't be able to see them in their mode of talking crap and stuff like that. But the energy is there because they're giving it their all every rep. They're focusing on taking the right steps, coming out their hips the right way, and all that stuff just translate. You can see it when they're hitting them pads. I know I said something about Cam Banks and he's a big solid guy, man. I think he's like 320 almost, but you can't see any fat on him. He's strong. He has a tenacity about him that I like. And then the calmness about him as well, to let you know that he's going to do the right things when he's out there. He's going to play with the right technique and come off the ball. So just seeing them explode out of their hips and be aggressive and attacking what's in front of them, I love that. And that's something big that Coach Chapman preaches, for them to destroy what's in front of them. And you got to do it with the right technique. And I just love to see it.
So I got a clip here that I'm going to show you in just a moment. But talking about Cam Banks, because I always forget about Cam Banks. I know he's there, but because of those other names, Cam Jackson, Slackman now with a lot of hype coming out of him. Tyreek Sapp, we love Tyreek, the energy that he brings to the table. But Banks obviously getting a lot of noise as well, too. Again, his physicality, how he's looking. This is his second year, right? So he gets overlooked in the sense because he's the younger guy of the group, but played a lot last year. And I argued the fact, I think on Sunday or Saturday show, that I think Chris McKellen goes to Arkansas because of the emergence of Cam Banks. I don't believe that he goes lack of development, but simply because of
Caleb Banks. I'm sorry. Yeah, I kept.
What'd you call him? Killer Banks?
Yeah, no, he's Caleb, right?
Caleb Banks. Yeah, we said Cam. Yeah, Caleb Banks.
It's Caleb. Yeah. I want to make sure I got it right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, man, he reminds me of myself a lot. Just in his demeanor. He has a leadership quality about him that's just in his work ethic and how he goes about how he carries himself. He doesn't talk a lot, he doesn't beat his chest a lot, but when he's in the area, he's in the area. Just when we were at the barbecue, he was the most. I don't even know how to explain it, man. He just had something about him out of all the other guys that was out there that just made me view him a different way. He had the type of it factor about him, a calmness to himself and his demeanor. He paid attention to detail. He wasn't one of the guys. You know how coach is saying they doing something new, taking away all the phones and stuff like that. Yeah. I saw a lot of that at the barbecue, but he wasn't one of those guys. He was more in tune to paying attention to what everybody was saying and what everybody was doing. And then I could see it translating on the field. I know I spoke about it last year, not even last year, earlier in the spring when they had the thing where people were saying, oh, he looked like he was tired, or the coach was yelling at him. And I was saying that it was a good thing that he was yelling at him. And I knew he was nicked up a little bit, but coach still wanted to see what he had. And that relationship between him and Coach Chapman is blossoming. I saw it at the place. I could tell he's a leader, that they have high expectations for him. And you really need that third defensive lineman. And he may be in the first role, just the way he can play. But you need guys like that to be interchangeable, that can rotate in and rotate around, to give that second unit some burst. Or if he's in the first unit, we already know we got deep depth, but we need a guy like Caleb Banks on the team.
Yeah, look, I think some would argue that it would be a Tim Cam kind of 1-2 in the center there, with Slackman coming in, just given the fact of learning the system. But I mean, it's a good problem to have, right? And Kelby Collins now moving over to D-line as well. He'll be there. I mean, like we said, that depth is unreal for those front two. Then you got obviously the edge positions, which TJ, Sapp, and Boone and those guys. I mean, yeah, it's got to excite you a ton. I do want to show this, though. I'm watching this clip as you're chit-chatting here. And we lose Montrell Johnson to a knee injury. It's week to week at the moment. This clip, and everyone's saying run the damn ball, right? And Jaden Ball. We watched him in the spring game. This man, it's coming up right here, number 13.
Mm-hmm.
This is a grown ass man, Stephen Harris. Look,
yeah,
look, that's a freshman.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. No, he's not little at all, kid. No, there's no doubt about it. And most people I know didn't even fall into the whole he got hurt and we supposed to be down rhetoric. We just look right past it. We know we're very deep at that position. We got guys like Ball coming in. We already have Webb there. And then we were looking forward to seeing what these young guys got. We saw a little bit in the spring game, and it was tremendous. And so I'd be lying if I didn't say I wanted to see more of him this year. And so to have that opportunity to come in and be possibly the second guy, I love it.
Dave texted me and he goes, "We probably should make a shirt with run the damn ball." And I go, yeah. If he pops off, definitely. Look at, we might have to make a shirt.
Yeah,
I might just go ahead and get it done. That's a freshman.
Yeah,
Mr. Harris. I don't know if you heard me the first time.
Yeah,
That looks like a third year back.
Yeah.
Coming to run you over. Stephen Harris, we played the game with one another, 1v1, right? I think I would run over.
He busting out. Look, and that's not even no shoulder pads.
Right? No disrespect, Mr. Harris. I think he's bowling over 2006 national champion Stephen Harris. There's a possibility. I'm feeling pretty. He's like, hold up, hey.
Negative.
Hold up. This shit's cool and all, but chill out.
Yeah,
I found the line, boys.
Negative. We'll turn him into Anthony Edwards.
I love how Stephen Harris is like Team Gators, like they dogs, they huge, they Gators.
Make him a basketball player.
Goes, I will murder him. I will murder that boy. I love it. Dominic's celebrates 25 months.
Basketball. Nah, no, I love you, kid. I love you, man.
I love it, Dad. It's so fun to be able to poke with, man. It's such a blessing. 25 months of membership. So Shelton Dogwater and NCAA 25 can't rig that game. Hey, real quick though, before I let you go, Mr. Harris, because this is obviously we're locked in for the rest of the year.
No, Daddy, no, Daddy, no. No, Daddy, no. Yes, Shelton beat me, man. Twice, okay?
Twice.
Let me just go ahead and clear the air. Shelton beat me twice. And that was my second and fourth time playing the game for the record.
It was close.
I just had to throw that out there, Shelton.
It was close. Look, I do want to show you this one last little clip here. This just dropped today, and I saw it right before we got on the show. I don't know what to think of it just yet, but I want to get your opinion about it. I don't know if you seen this, but this is Anthony Richardson in a podcast talking about his thoughts on Florida. And people are kind of, I think, 50-50 on how they feel about it. Let's play the clip and we'll go from there so you can listen to it. He
Yeah,
goes,
let me
"Wh-"
hear it.
he goes,
Yeah.
"Why?" He goes, "Why?" All right, here we go.
They was like, all right, cool. You gonna get in. Y'all gonna split time a little bit. So I'm like, cool. And I started pulling my hammies. Never pulled my hammies before. I'm like, bro, what's going on? They messed around and threw me out there to start against Georgia. Number one defense in the country, statistically everywhere. And it's like, man, first game. Left that game early with a concussion. So I'm like, bro, something ain't right. Then I messed my knee up and had to have surgery at the end of the season. So my third year, had a new coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
I told him, I say, man, I'm gonna see how this spring go, but if it ain't it, I'm out of here. So
Damn.
they was like, all right, we understand, because I was gonna have to learn new offense and stuff, and I was like, man, I don't know. And I'm coming off of knee surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I might not be able to run the same. But, I stuck with it. Finally, like, that end of that year, I already knew I wasn't going to be at Florida again. So whether I did declare or not, I wasn't going to be there again.
Gosh. Gosh. Damn you, Anthony. No. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh yeah. Look where we was at, bro. Look where we was at. We needed things to change. I think a lot of that he was probably alluding to the way he was training. He said he never pulled his hamstrings before. And then
That's
he
under
got
Mullen,
hurt.
though. Keep in mind,
he
that's
got
under
a
Mullen.
concussion,
That part was those injuries came under.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the ship was sailing that direction. You know what I mean? And so we were in the tough position. He was looking at his stock and stuff like that. So it was tough to hear the way he said it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. We sucked. We sucked. We sucked. He saw the writing on the wall. We were trash. So I don't even know what to say. That one hurt. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it's tough,
That
right?
one hurt.
Because look, I mean, how he's carried himself after the fact. I mean, he's been at basketball games. He's definitely represented the orange and blue and been very, in my opinion, proud to be a Gator. And how he's carried himself after the fact.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know the full context of the interview or when it came from or where it came from. So there's always that part of it too. But again, people look, this is going to divide a lot of people. People are going to defend it and say it is what it is. Like, he still supports Florida. Some people are like, well, screw you then. It sucks because it's just we appreciated him. We loved him.
No, he's a Gainesville kid. So he grew up loving the Gators. I'm sure his love for the Gators is all the way to the max. Sometimes you catch the program at a different time. You know what I mean? And that at that time we were bad, man. There's no denying that. And so he was inside. He knows what was going on behind the scenes, and he was making decisions for his future. So I don't fault the young man for any of that. He just was being honest.
Sure.
I'm sure if anybody asked him about what he think about what's going on now and stuff like that, it'll favor the Gators. So that was his time at Florida. And then hearing a lot of the rhetoric from the fans, what they say about him, what they said about him when he left, and all that type of stuff kind of puts a stain in your mouth. So I love the kid. I know he loves the Gators, so there's no love lost, nothing like that there. So it just sucked to hear.
Look, I think that's ultimately you never want to hear it because the other fan bases are going to run with this damn thing. But ultimately, look, it's like he's saying like, hey, I wasn't going to stay because a business decision was like, this isn't the best for me to stay given what's happening, given what this looks like. I'm not a fan. The other part of it, people are going to run with it and say, see, Billy isn't the guy. He didn't trust him. There's a lot that goes into this. I mean, it is what it is. It's tough. You never like this. It's hard because it feels like, the energy that is going against him, and then you have it. But again, he keeps coming back. He's come to multiple camps, so he trusts in, I think, the Florida. I think he believes in Billy, loves, I think, what Billy and Florida did for him. But at that given time, he goes, yeah, I wasn't going to go back because I had to go make what was the best decision, and thankfully, it was to go to the NFL. Given the fact that he was going to be a 4th round draft pick simply off of his stature. But it's like, look, if I stay here, I'm just going to be a number in the mix, and I can't have that. So it's more like you said, how he said it. It's
Yeah.
like, damn, bro, you just said like we didn't even exist.
Yeah.
Like it's like we did. It's like you meet your girl, like she leaves you, and then you thought like you guys left on good terms. It's like, yeah, it just didn't work out, and then she goes on. She's like, yeah, he wasn't hitting it right. It's like, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
You know, like, you didn't tell me when we were together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like after the fact. So it hurts. It hurts. I ain't gonna lie.
And his tone, the tone, the tone and how he was talking seemed like it was a little more laid back environment.
Didn't feel like a shot.
Like they were probably finished and having some talks. No. But anytime you're not saying go Gators to me, I'm ready to fight. So what's up? We can fade, Anthony.
I love how it plays, and you go, oh gosh, because we know I saw this. I immediately went, oh gosh. People are already quoting it. Like again, even the comments. Like I wasn't a big fan of AR, anyways. I don't blame them. Like it's a tough one. it's a tough one. How you want to handle it? Like we as fans, I think we approach it.
They annihilate them on Facebook. I'm not. Yeah, I've seen Gator Nation nail them to the cross. So he may have mixed feelings. I know he has love for the school. It's just his era and time of which he got there. Things happen, but it's always go Gators.
You know who is thankful is Josh Prey. I think this is going to pull the heat off of him of what he's been dealing with, and now those people that were roast. I think I thread the line every week on whether or not that I'm going to be absolutely just dragged by Florida Gator football fans. I don't know. I'm like, please just stay alive. Like at any minute now, I could just be canceled.
Yeah, no, they be ready. I know he won't wear no more of those overalls for the other guys.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. Real quick, Levi has a quick question before you guys.
I know, he got it.
Good.
What was the question?
$5, my man. Thank you, Levi. Says, what y'all think? Over 54, under 54 for Miami game. Oh, and we ain't losing. Smash the like and subscribe button, everyone. Glad you're back, champ. I like the over on 54.
Yeah. I like the over on 54. I got us 35-ish, 21, something like that. So I like the over.
You can make that bet at Bet US, boys. Link in the description. So check that out. But Levi with the easy plug there for us. But yeah, I think I like that 35-21. I like that score. I think it's going to be back and forth for sure. So
yeah, but we smashed them though in the swamp.
Yeah, oh yeah, no question there. Well, Mr. Stephen Harris, 323 strong. Tell them where they can find you on X. I know you're super active on there. I think you're beating me in followers. I think you'd be buying some porn bots, but it's beside the point. Tell them where they can.
I can't beat you in NCAA, so I got to beat you in something.
Fair enough.
Look, you can find me at Famemo Game 365 on X. Yeah.
I love it. I appreciate it, man. This was fun. Felt good to get back into the saddle. We'll see you again next Monday, of course. Hopefully we'll have some more clips. Today they didn't practice given the hurricane that is going across the state of Florida. So no practice today because Cam was going to give us an insight on Montreal to see how much participation he would have in practice to give us an idea of the recovery aspect of things. But obviously we don't have that. So hopefully we'll have more come Wednesday. And maybe we'll even have Cam on if we're able to get some more content over the next 2 days. So I appreciate you, boss. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And like I said, bro, hey, my condolences to you and your family losing your grandfather. Love the shirt and prayers for anybody experiencing any hard times after this tropical depression. Some people got the hurricane. Gainesville didn't get the hurricane. We won't get none. Go Gators.
I love it. Thank you, brother. I'll see you. All right, boys and girls, we're not going anywhere. We still got a little bit of a jam-packed show left in store for you today. So we're going to talk about a couple clips here with Ron Roberts, Russ Callaway, and then we're going to wrap it up with some intel on recruiting, which is interesting. Rob Sell decided to clock back in, it looks like, and then update you guys on the Beat Miami shirts. And I plan on doing a giveaway for those Beat Miami shirts. So, Patrick said, good night, y'all. Good night. We're not leaving, but if you got to go to bed, good night, big guy. Why cancel practice if no hurricane? I mean, it was still a ton. Like, my aunt who lives in Gainesville says she's got a lake in front of her house because there was just a ton of rain just dropped. So there's a tropical storm hitting what we got affected by, but still raining for sure. So Ron Roberts asked two questions. I'm going to play this clip here. It talks about, it's interesting because people, these coaches aren't going to bash the previous regime, right? In the sense of the previous defensive line coaches, strength and conditioning, etc. But Edgar Thompson is kind of probing here, trying to get him to say like what sucked or what didn't suck. And then they ask him about the helmet communication. And I like it because we on our end have been thinking about how it impacts the offensive side and how it's going to impact DJ Lagway, Russ Callaway, Billy Napier. And I mentioned the defense a little bit, but we haven't thought about how it impacts our defense. And he kind of brings some points. Like, look, when we set up, we're thinking about how can I beat this 20-year-old. Now we've got to think about beating the guy up in the box. Here's his thoughts on it, and then we'll talk about it.
Look back, and there was a lot of youth and things like that.
A lot of that's going to go into, you know what I mean? You know, you could say, you know, there's youth. Yeah, there was a lot of youth. There was a lot of inexperienced guys trying to hit the fields their first time in SEC football. You know, and then you go back, the fundamentals actually of that is that it needs to be worked. You know, tackling was not very, you know, wasn't done at a high level. But some of that goes into a kid. Also, the more comfortable I am, the more relaxed I am, the more confident I am in my ability to do my job. They tackle also at a higher level.
The helmet communication does it seem to benefit the offense more?
It's going to create some added dimensions to that, the ability that it's not a quarterback on the field making the check, it's the guy in the box. So a lot of times we would get down, you know, previously you would say, hey, we're going to stem, move, change the front because I want to play this game versus this 20-year-old quarterback. I don't want to play the coordinator. I'm going to play against him. And, you know, so you've kind of taken an element of that out. And so you're going to see, I think, you know, how offenses, it's new. So, you know, what are ways they get to use it, and are they comfortable, and do they have a system able to get that communication down to the field and to the quarterback as soon as possible?
Look, it is very interesting. We've kind of talked about it a little bit. We talked about it, I think, like a week ago. They just got the equipment to start because how impactful will it be? We said, look, we think it could be huge for the offense. And defensively, they've got to kind of play on their heels a little bit more because they're not playing against 20-year-old. They're playing against the guy upstairs that can see everything, that can call a check down pretty quickly. So this game of chess just got more intriguing. I love it. It's just one more thing that adds to what is college football. Again, we were excited about it, but now when you have to think, well, you have to go against it too. Still, like don't forget about that. Very interesting. You hear him kind of say when Edgar asks, you know, hey, like what's going on, you know, with this team? What are some changes? Youth was the big thing, which we all agree on, but then tackling, that has been the biggest point of emphasis. And I like what he said too. He it wasn't in here, but he talks about how Billy wants guys to be a 4D player, 4-dimensional. And I think when I hear these things, I'm like, man, I feel like these should be like the bottom. You know, this should be the basics. And he's talking about understanding every aspect of the game, not just your position, but the guy next to you, the guy 2 spots away from you, and then the guys across from you. You got to know their positions inside and out because you got to know how they think so you can think one step ahead of them. So he talked about that as well, of creating guys, making them more 4D, and then again, just tackling better. But if they feel more comfortable with what they've learned and how they're moving through the game, then they can tackle better because they're not having to think so much because they are more comfortable. So very interesting way to hear him talk about it. But the other thing too was that the helmet communication, the changes in that were very interesting to me. So look, we like it. We're excited about it, but defensively it will be interesting to see. I also have been getting some insight from Delta, our guy from our Discord, is kind of his code name. And ultimately what he's saying is like, look, his sources that are pretty close to the program is that everybody feels very optimistic. Not everybody. The majority, I would say, feels optimistic about how this team is looking defensively. They feel like they're further along than what they thought they would be. So those are some of the tidbits I got from him this weekend, which are really exciting to hear. They feel like I feel it. I mean, I always feel that though. But to hear that everyone else feels very optimistic, and I even said it too with the questions being asked from the beat reporters. Those guys kind of give you a little tell too of their tone, their feeling. If they feel optimistic, if they feel excited about it, what they're seeing, their questions result in that. And we see it when we're losing, right? Their questions have a little bit of an undertone to it. So their questions from them recently have felt a little more optimistic and driving. And they said, well, show us talking season. Look, these boys have been doing this for a very long time. The likes of Edgar and Mark Long and Nick Del Toro, they don't just get excited because it's sunny out, we're hitting pads like we all do as fans. They're looking for a particular thing and they know how to navigate through this and understand what they're seeing. So I love it. I mean, look, there's still a lot of time. We're drinking the Kool-Aid here, as you guys know, as him just said, I'm here for the Kool-Aid. Look, we're sipping on it, baby. We're sipping on it. Here's another little clip I want to go over is Russ Callaway. The only thing that I truly care about is he sounds like a little Kirby. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I didn't expect a voice that he has to come out of him. But then he also talks about the excitement of the players, which we've heard Billy talk about. I think he does a better job of describing the mentality of this team this year, which again, I understand what people are going to say. Doesn't matter. I need to see wins. I hear you. I'm on your team. But this is where we're at. Take a listen. Well, there's that. I don't know why it's not working. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick and play it for you.
You know, we come up here during our official visits in June, and we look out on the field on Saturday, not expecting anyone to be here. And both of those practice fields are full of our team, offense, defense, completely voluntary. And I looked at a couple of our coaches and I said, this is the difference in the team this year. Then they want it. They got that Gator in them, and that's kind of what we've been preaching. And to have that mentality and what we're looking for, the work ethic on and off the field, I really think this group has it. So I think that's what stood out the most is they're going to do everything that you ask them, but this group has proven to do extra on a consistent basis, and to me, that's been great to see.
So look, love hearing that. Again, just the consistency from the coaching staff talking with these guys coming in. Dom says it does sound like Kirby. He does a little bit. Like it's crazy. I wasn't expecting that voice to come from him. But look, I just love hearing the great things about this team and their approach to the game. Just it's crazy. It feels like it's a complete 180. And what were the factors to that? I have my thoughts and opinions. I truly believe, like, look, I think Princely was a big factor to that. I think he felt like a very me first mentality, which not a shot. It just doesn't fit for what Billy is trying to implement. And that's why when he left, I don't think people were too upset about it. And I feel like a few other guys are part of that original staff. And look, they carried weight because they were there first. And it doesn't take 2 to 3 to drive a certain mentality across the team. And I think that those guys had a lot of impact. And I think that's the biggest difference. And you bring guys in like Slackman, Asa Turner, true professionals that are on their kind of their last little whim. Cam Jackson, I think, as well, that are really trying to be a part of something and leave something special. And I think that's part of it as well. So look, all great stuff. I mean, yeah. Look, first few days, a lot of great news. Outside of the Montreal injury, a lot of great news. This also excited me. I think Rob Sell got back from vacation. We got got a little movement. We got an official visit possibly coming from Nelson McGuire, 3-star offensive lineman, 6'4", 320 pounds, class of 2025. Right now, he was committed to Minnesota, decommitted from them. Texas Tech leads the way currently, according to On3's RPM percentages. Arkansas, Kansas State are also in the mix. So it looks like we've got a long way to go, but it just, from a whiteboard perspective of offensive linemen, it was more of like a chalkboard with nothing on. I don't know. That was a horrible analogy there, but it was an empty whiteboard. So that's feels good to possibly get the ball rolling in the right direction for some offensive linemen. Hopefully we can add a few more to that whiteboard / chalkboard and maybe cross them off or circle them because they've ended up committed to the Florida Gators. So we'll keep an eye on this. We'll see how it transcends throughout the rest of the season. But I love it. Well, look at what AR said versus these comments. I don't know what he's talking about. But let's do the last little bit here, boys. So, quick little tidbit. The Beat Miami shirts got flagged. Everyone who ordered one, I've called and texted, spoke to a lot of you guys yesterday. First of all, here's what happened. I got all their numbers through the thing. I texted them, and I'm thinking, like, no, what? These people are probably going to think it's a scam. Because, like, why would I text them and say, hey, your shirt order is messed up? It's very weird. A couple people were like, how do I know this is you? After a few ways of confirmation, we're like, all right, cool, man. Talked to a handful of you guys, incredible people. It was so cool to talk to everybody. Everyone was so excited just to chit chat. I was excited to talk to them as well. I'm like, hey, I really appreciate it. Everybody was very understanding of the situation, which I really do appreciate you guys for showing your love. So what I had to do was the logo, the U, got flagged. They hit me. I think the Miami fans guys started yelling at us. So I had to get rid of that and just put Miami in a little cursive script. So again, everybody was great about it. I reposted the new one. It already has an order on the new one. So again, most people won't even notice that it's different. So what I plan on doing, though, just to say thanks because of how many shirts we have sent out. Also, too, these things are about 5 to 6 days out on delivery, 5 to 7, I would say. Sometimes 8, depending on where you are. So you want to go ahead and try to get your orders in. If you do want to get it before the game, I will be doing a duck race for every shirt that is ordered to do a giveaway, a signed Florida memorabilia, whether it be a shirt or a football or a mini helmet. I'm going to go to the store tomorrow and scoop one of those bad boys up. It will be somebody good. It won't be like an Emory Jones jersey. It'll be like a Warfel or Fred Taylor, Spikes possibly. We'll see what I can get. But it will be very, very intriguing. So if you guys want to be a part, get a cool shirt, but also be a part of a badass drawing, every name that has purchased one will be submitted into that drawing. That probably won't go until, I probably won't do the drawing until like the game, Miami. Probably will be like that week before. Honestly, we'll probably do it the Friday before if I think about it. So we'll see. But I do appreciate you guys, everyone being understanding about it. Brandon says you need to change it to Miami, Florida, so you poke them with, we can't really tell the difference between you and Ohio. That's true. That is true. That is a good one. That would be true. I also, our Feeling Dangerous shirt got flagged as well, too, because I had Gators across it. So I'm learning. I'm here to bend the rules and push it as far as I can, boys, to give it what we can. So I'll do what I'll do the best. I'm doing the best that I can. Super chat for Keena Johnson says $5. Keena, you the man. 27 days till Miami. It is getting close. It is getting closer. I'm getting a little nervous. I like sitting here just chit chatting. You know what I mean? I want to actually play, but now it's almost showtime. It's almost showtime. Well, boys and girls, appreciate you as always for tuning in, hanging out with us on a beautiful Monday afternoon. Great show, 330 strong. Again, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. If you guys want to use BetUS, link is in the description. Also, hightopsport.com without the S is where you can find the shirt that I had a big blunder on. But you guys be good. Be back Wednesday for you know what. The best day of the week. I love you. We'll see you next time, boys.